Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rahakakadash. Double honors and salutations to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom to you Akim and you Akwathia. Also, you children that believe on this word. Shalom to the speckled bird that scout around the four corners of the globe. This is your brother Kalak Hart coming back at you with another video. And I saw this I saw this movie the other day, and I just wanted to put my 2 cents on it. Right when the movie started, you had the so-called president talking about they're going to get the greatest victory. This is going to be the greatest victory ever. Basically, it was the people versus the government. The people, I believe, Florida, Texas, and California broke away from the United States and created their own alliance and started to go against the government, Babylon the Great, the American government. And the government didn't like that. They started to, come together and try to take these forces down. Now, in the movie, you had all types of madness going on. You had tent cities. You had highways just full of cars. You had people dead all in the streets. You had you even had people that didn't even care about it. Their store was still running. Certain parts of America was still operating and doing their own deal. But majority of America was in ruins. And I believe they started in New York. Like when the scene started in the beginning, they were in New York, and this environmental protection vehicle, like a somewhere to give out food and water and all of that stuff. Like it had an explosion, blew up a lot of people. There was chaos everywhere. There was famine. There was confusion. Just like the scriptures say. And I remember walking out of the movie, and this individual, probably was an Edomite, says that was retarded. Because he didn't. He not watching out for the times. He don't know what's going on. Let me get a quick scripture. This is Habakkuk 2, and I'm gonna start at the 3rd verse. It says, "For the vision is yet for the appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and it will not tarry." So we're waiting on this civil war, this race war, because it's prophesied in the Bible. We know that's coming to the shores of America. With all these sleeper cells coming in with the immigration and whatnot, and all of these things that's this wars that's going around and these rumors of wars that's going on in the world. We know that race wars, race riots, famine, martial law. Martial law was even in the movie when the reporters or press, they were journalists. Basically, it was about the journalists. They go around and get into the heated moments and try to take photos and make a story out of it. Pretty much create a story out of it, like what they saw, the photo they took. So they're in the action too. They're jumping right in the middle of the action, and these people, the people, going against their government, they don't lined up together and trying to take over the president and kill the president and things like that, which they eventually did. They eventually got to the president and killed him. Spoiler alert. But my main point of saying Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter and the 3rd verse, for the visions yet for a appointed time, this individual don't have the vision. He don't know what's going on. Because in his mind, he's proud. He's like, that's not going to happen in America. We got the Army, we got the Navy, you got all of these different types of troops that's in America, and it should never happen. But these troops formed. They went against America and started going against the government. So you had the ones that was with the government, and then you had the ones that was with themselves, with the people. Because we know in, let me get it, 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, Second Edges 15 and 14, it says, Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's what every time there's a scene in a movie where the people, the press, they was driving from New York and they wanted to go to DC to interview the president and get some, get his picture and get his words and all that stuff. When they stopped at a gas station, you had people with guns in their hands. And they was like, yo, we just want some gas. And they was like, well, it's going to cost you a lot, blah, blah, blah. But people, it was also in that same scene, one of the photographers, she wanted to see something that caught her eye, and it was some men being hung up and tortured pretty much. And basically he said, look, they tried to take from us, they tried to steal from us, so we had to hang them up here and do this. So like I said, like the scriptures say, I'm gonna read it again, 2 Edges 15 and 15, it says, For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. There shall be sedition among men, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, which we saw in the movie. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. They're not going to regard the government or the state police or the CIA or the FBI or NATO or anybody. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So their actions, they're going to have, look, I got the power to do this. We the people. It says 17, verse 17, 2 Edges 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go in a city and shall not be able. So a man is going to want to go in a city and not be able. And that's what you're going to get, martial law. You're going to have to be checkpoints. There's going to be checkpoints. You're not going to be able to go, hop on the freeway and go to the next city. There's going to be checkpoints. And hey, where you going? Who's with you? Why you going this way? The whole nine, etc. It says, verse 18, for because of their pride in the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So the city is going to be troubled. And when you see in the movie, every time you look up, there's bombs going off, there's rockets being shot, there's smoke coming from buildings, there's people not in these buildings, there's people just laying in the street dead, there's people, looking for food, there's people dragging around suitcases, and there's a tent cities, and all out chaos. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. A man is not going to regard his neighbor, but shall destroy the house with the sword. What's the modern day swords? It's these guns, these tanks, these army weapons, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread for great tribulation. So great tribulation. That's why they're going to do that. Whereas there's no vision, the people perish. So people don't have the people of today, they're not thinking about this. They thinking of it as, it's in a movie, it's just, it's make-believe, it's not real. But the Lord, like he said in Joel, the 2nd chapter, pour out his spirit upon all flesh. So the Lord is putting his spirit on these directors to make these type of movies. All of these movies, the Lord is putting his spirit on them. And they bringing out this movie, and it's to us, it's beautiful to us, but like that individual came out, that was retarded, I don't know what he really, what he mean by that, but it sounds like he just, it didn't suit him well. It didn't, say, okay, that's what's going, that it was far too make believe to be true. That's why he said it was retarded. Ain't shit gonna happen like that. Probably was saying like, things of that nature, but he don't understand the times. He don't, this is the book of Matthew 10 and 34. It says, Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. So the Lord come to send a sword on the earth. He didn't come to hand out cupcakes and give everybody hippie hugs and everybody get together, hold hands and sing kumbaya. He didn't come to do that. He come to bring evil upon the earth. That's what the Lord said he's going to do. It's written in red. I come to bring evil upon the earth. I come to bring a bad time upon the earth. You know? And that's what you saw in this movie, Civil War. We know race wars is coming. Jake gonna be caught out there, man. All you tough ass Jake that like to shoot guns in the hood, we're gonna see. You know, the Lord gonna try your ass real bad, man. The Lord gonna try your ass. But you know, going back to Florida, Texas, and all those breaking off, you know, if Satan cast out Satan, can his kingdom stand? If a kingdom be divided, can it stand? You know, no, it can't stand. You know, if the people are versus the government and the government versus the people, you know, this place is going to come down. There's an end to it. There's definitely going to be an end to it. And there's going to be a time like never before. You know, to Daniel 12:1. You know, Jacob's trouble. You know, all of this, you're going to need to be the elect, the hopeful elect, to get out of this. There's no way you're going to be able to get out of this unless you're the hopeful elect. Lord willing, you know, I'm part of that number, man. Lord will. You know, Lord will. Because you having that happen today. You know, Texas, Idaho, South Dakota, I believe, and North Dakota, the Dakotas. You know, these little states, you know, are trying to go their own separate routes. I believe at one point Idaho wanted to break off from Oregon, I want to say. I might be wrong on that. But I know something like that. They didn't want to touch Oregon, or they didn't want something to do with breaking off from the state or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know it was something along those lines. But I'm going to go read Ezekiel 7, and I'm going to start at 5. Let me start at 4. You can start at the top, actually. Ezekiel 7:1, it says, Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Also, thou son of man, thus saith the Lord God unto the land of Israel, the end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now it says the land of Israel, but we can use this for America too, because this is what's coming to America. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense unto thee all thy abominations. And my eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thy abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Verse 5, it says, Thus said the Lord God, Yahweh, an evil and only an evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come. It watches for thee, behold, it is come. The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of mountains. Now I will shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thy abominations. And my eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. I will recompense thee according to the ways of thy abominations that are in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, that smiteth. So those days are coming. Those days are coming, and this Civil War movie showed that. You know, This Civil War movie showed that. Let me get Ecclesiastes 12. And starting at the top, it says, "Remember now thy Creator." Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." And nothing really ain't going on happening in the land of America right now. Nothing's really happened, you know. There's a beginning of sorrows. You know, people are in mourning. You know, things are happening around the world, but there's nothing really happening in the shores of America. But we still don't have pleasure in them. But those days are coming. I'm gonna keep reading. It says, "While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow himself, and the grinders cease because there are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened." You know, in that day when the women, you know, they're gonna tremble when this civil war, this race war, these riots, the sedition, you know, all of this stuff start coming. The strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because there are few. You know, not many people going to be working, and those that look out the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. That's mean because nobody gonna be working these jobs. The doors are gonna be shut. You ain't gonna be go to Walmart and your grocery store and the bank and, you know, the bird store and all of this stuff. And, you know, I just saw bird, that's why I said bird store. But the dog store, or, you know, you can't go to the mall and none of that. "He shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." You ain't gonna be listening to them damn Sexy Red and Kodak Black and Cardi B and, you know, your favorite band, and you're not gonna be nobody gonna be listening to that. You know, nobody's gonna be listening to that. Like I said, martial law was there, tent cities. You know, people are just all out living in woods and living on the outskirts and just doing whatever. You know, doing whatever. Let's get 2nd Esdras 16 and we can close it out. This didn't need to really be long. 2nd Esdras 16 and start at 17. 2nd Esdras 16:17. Woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils come? So all of this is happening. This is coming. This is coming. You know, beginning of wars, the powers stand in fear, famine, great death. You saw many dead bodies in the streets. You know, what shall I do when these evils come? You better pray to the Lord that you're going to be safe. You got to be part of the hopeful elect. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy them. That's a horrible way to go out, by famine. You know, a sword, you can get shot in the head and your lights out, you know. But you can also get shot somewhere and you can bleed out, and that should be painful, you know. It says, "And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all the places shall be desolate of men." So, you got to pray to the Lord that He keep that spirit on you and keep you safe. At the end of the day, because this is coming. They don't put it in movies just for nothing. They put it in movies to show your ass this predictive programming. They know it's coming. So with that said, I hope you was edified. I hope you got something out of this. Hope to see you on the next video. Lord willing, shalom.